Hey guys, welcome back to Isabel's Moments with Crafts. I'm Isabel and we do lots of crafts here. It's been a busy week. It has. This weekend was busy. I ended up working Saturday from 5 a.m. to 1. Then going home making pumpkin cookies, which involve a box of white cake mix, a small can of pumpkin, and like half a bag of M&Ms. You mix it together and you scoop out like a tablespoon and you put it in the oven for 400 for like 16 minutes, and then they're like to die for. So I made those to take to our church barbecue at 4. I only stayed for a couple hours because I was exhausted from working in the morning. Sorry. And then on Sunday, I went to church, and then my husband was doing stuff after church. And then my sister-in-law had messaged me on like Friday or Saturday about her birthday party on Saturday. So we were late, but we got there. So we spent some time with her and then finally got home Sunday. And I was exhausted. I probably should have taken a nap, but knowing my luck, if I took a nap, I wouldn't have woken up and I might have well just went to bed. I think Saturday I took a nap. Like I got home from the party and lay down on the couch and I slept for a couple hours because I was tired, and I still slept through the night, you know. Anyway, that is life. Oh, exciting news. I have 13 more work days to my vacation. I'm so excited. I calculated it yesterday. I was like, oh, I have 14, but then forgot on Memorial Day here in the United States is where we celebrate the I think it's the veterans. Yeah. And so we wouldn't work that day, so it was one less. So I was like excited. It was one less working day. Okay, so I have a finish an FFO, Happy Mail, possibly a new start, and some whips. So where should we start? We'll start with the finish in FFO because it was part of my homework for School of Magical Stitches and Literature. So for homework last week, we were supposed to post our whip list. Right, yeah. And because I only had like a certain amount, like 5 or 6, I had option 1, which was I had to stitch on my first whip. Yeah, which was the Mr. and Mrs. But that one, we had to do 750, but that one only had a total of like 270 stitches left on it. And so I had to do my one that was on my number 2 whip, which became my number 1 whip because my number 1 was done. So my number 2 whip was Mini Little Monsters. So I got work done on that as well. So I guess I'll just show you the whole thing because I was like, oh, I'll just show you. Yeah. Look at the glare. So I found this frame at, where did I find the frame at? Michael's? Yeah. So I found the frame at Michael's. I cut the fabric down. I put some scrap paper in because it wasn't gonna fit. And this was supposed to fit a 5x7, but I didn't have a 5x7 picture, and so I got a mat to make it fit a 4x6 picture that I had at work. So yeah. That is what it looks like. I got all this bottom part down here. So now it's fully finished. And this is one of my favorite pictures of us on our wedding. Because I like my dress and my boots. Anyway. So. Let's move you guys slightly that way so you can see that. That way, aside from that, okay. I moved locations so that way you could see like my stitching, I guess. There we go. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna start fidgeting. Anyway, you can see that now. So I did that 200. So the next project I worked on was Mini Little Monsters by Shanae, artwork by Shanae Pike and charted by Michelle Saeta. So I did 553, a total of 773 or something. So for those of you who don't know, this is the guy, and I'm working up in this corner here. It was a solid black, but I'm finally getting to color. So I will insert a picture here of where you guys saw it last time. And here it is now. I'm trying to get the threads out of the way. Here it is now. So I started on this some purple. That's like this one. You can see the 2 stars here, another one, some yellow, and a couple stars here. So I'm working on this for extra credit. So I finished the homework and then started again on working on this for extra credit. The task was to stitch in something that has words, and the purple guy, Purple Monster, is holding a "I want candy" sign. So I think I still have like 300 stitches left, and that's no, yeah, okay, yeah. So to complete that task, I'll do this square. So 1, 2, 3, and hopefully I'll get into more color. I think this one down here doesn't have any black in it at all. we'll see. Yeah. So that'll be exciting. And then I don't think I have any more extra credit tasks that I'm working with this. I have a headache, so it hurts. Anyway, this is fun because it's like the purple in the sky up here. So, yay! Anyway, so that is that. Yeah. Maybe I can find a way to work on it for the ultimate task. The year-long extra credit, I guess. I don't know what you call that. There was a pop-up event, but because my weekend was so hectic with work, church, birthday parties, and me being totally, utterly exhausted, I wasn't able to. Oh, and I guess I forgot to mention this last week or whatever, but I got sorted into the Slytherin house. Even though I'm a Hufflepuff, I got sorted into Slytherin because there was drama or whatever, and they needed more people in certain houses, and I was willing to just, I like stitching and reading, so I just decided. And my cat's tail. Yeah. If I'm sitting here, she might make more appearances. Huh. And I do have some books because I finally renewed my book or my library card, and so I have an app that's called Overdrive, and you can like rent audiobooks or ebooks, and I've been renting audiobooks and just listening to them at work because I'm bored and I can like sit. I have 8 hours of nothing that I can just listen to books. So I finished 2, almost 3 in the last week. But we'll talk about that at the end. Okay. So before, I was missing a color for Mini Little Monsters for the first page, but realized that Lyra had it. I looked at the stitch count. Sorry, for that color, and I realized Lyra only needed 600, and Mini Little Monsters only needed 200. So what I did is I just wrapped it around several times. So I took half of that skein or whatever. So the 3072 is the one I needed. So I just stole it from Lyra. But that one only needs like 600, and I don't need a full skein for 600. I need like 5 or 6 arm lengths. Not even 5 or 6, maybe like 2. But yes. Anyway, that was that. For those of you who don't know what Lyra looks like, and I worked on her for extra credit. I finally finished, I'll just show you her while I talk about her. I finally finished the one that was required for what was hidden in the lake, what you would find in the Hogwarts lake. So I went and stitched on the water and the mermaid part. And then now I'm doing something you would find at a ball. And as you can tell, she has jewelry on her wrist, her arm, her head, and her neck. And I would consider that you would wear that at a ball. Fancy jewelry. That is definitely fancy. So that is what I'm working on now. I will insert a picture here. last time you saw her. So here she is at now. And I made lots of progress. Wait. Not lots, but pull this back. So the last time you saw her, I think I just had this part up here done, and so I filled in all of this here, her arm down here, and this part here, and then this part right here, because I started on that yesterday. So you can actually, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. So yeah, you can see. I was kind of nervous about the blues here, but then realized that's supposed to be there because there's like the water in between her. But yeah, you can see her necklace, and then her arm comes down, and then I finally got working on her container. So my goal with this is to have a page finished by next weekend. We'll see if that happens, but we'll see. So I just have this container, and there's like a turtle in here and like maybe an eyeball or two down there. But you can actually see the container starting to come to life. Yay, it's starting to look like something. Yeah, and my goal for Minnie was to get this page done, and then to get a page finished on the nativity, and I haven't really touched that since the first week. But I might get a page finished on Mini Lil Monsters instead. We'll see. I think I have like 2 weeks left, and I'm like tired and worn out. But we'll see. We'll see. I still have a goal to get the first page done on Mini Lil Monsters in June 26th, because Michelle Sayeda put a challenge out on the Heaven Earth Day page to start a new project and get to the first page done by June 26th. So I'm hoping I can get that done, at least, if not done by the end of May, at least by June. I think it's doable, because I think I have more than half a page done on that so far. But granted, it was solid black, and it was just easy stitching. Here she is again. She's gorgeous. I think I have like 1 or 2 more tasks to do on her for this, and the extra credit goes from May to June. But anyway. But she also is my task to stitch on every day for 90 days for the full coverage fanatics. So I have been stitching on her every day. So I may not get a lot of progress done, because stitching on one project for 90 days can be, I can get kind of worn out. So you've seen my finish, my FFO, my projects or whatever. Okay, so for the homework this week, should we talk about homework? I don't know, we'll just talk about homework. So I was just gonna do panoply stitches, because I'm like, I only can fit it into 2, and then I realized I might be able to do this. I say might very strongly. So the homework is to stitch on something, the color brown for 200 stitches, the color yellow for 200 stitches, the color red for 200 stitches, the color blue for 200 stitches, and one of those 4 colors again for 200 stitches. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So 1,000 stitches. Ah! Ah. So I was like, I'll zip hitting because I don't have anything that has those colors. And I was wrong. Of course I was wrong. Because I was thinking about it while I was taking a shower. Because great things happen. Or when I woke up, I can't remember. So I was planning on starting this, maybe. And it's the Let's Be Thankful by Ursula and Michael. And this is the one that was designed just to use all one color. But since it's a Thanksgiving one, I was thinking about changing the colors to brown, red, orange, and yellow. So I think this is, if I'm thinking right, I want these to be orange, blessings to be yellow, and maybe the straw because that's yellow if I need more stitches. So this would be orange, this would be yellow, the border here, the love, and all these dots here along, and then these ones all be red, and maybe the hearts too be red, and then all the other words around it be brown. Like, in my mind it looks gorgeous. So these are the colors. So I have this brown 3862, red 321, and I wrote these colors down. The yellow is 3821, which I stole from many Little Monsters. And the orange is 3853, which I stole from Lyra. I just took a couple strands and just a couple of lengths and stole it. So those are the colors. And then I decided to do, and I'm only gonna need half this fabric. It's Picture This Plus on Bog. So this, with these colors, I don't know if you can tell those colors. I think it'll look good. So I will possibly have a new start for homework for that. So I have red, I have the red, the brown, and the yellow I can work on with this guy. And then the blue, I was looking at the color that I was currently working on the nativity for, is an antique blue. Which I'm working up in here. The color I'm working on with that is 930, which is an antique blue dark. So it's still a blue. So I might get 200 stitches out of that. So I might get that one done, but I might not. We'll see. So I might pull that one out and work on it for homework. Finally working on something else, right? So possibly a new start, the nativity, and then I'm still working on Lyra and mini Lil Monsters for extra credit. So that leads me into what I got this week and Happy Meal. The only thing I got, okay, she's gonna be all over my lap. So I'm putting this in a Love You More Studio Co. sleeve. I don't remember like the fossil. I got this because I got the smaller one, but my book, my Wonder Woman book, didn't fit in it, so I got a bigger one. And if I want, I can put my Wonder Woman book in here for like say on vacation or something. But for now, full sheet of paper chart fits in here nicely. The hoop that I'm gonna work on with it, and then the fabric, what colors I'm using, and the floss. And that fits right in there, like that. That fits in there like that. All because Miss Bendy Stitchy Michelle, I blame her for this. But I mean, I love it, so what am I complaining? So, and then the last thing I have to show you is Happy Mail. So I got a message from one of my viewers, Tina. This is the card she sent. Thank you. So she had gotten into diamond painting first, and then she found cross stitching as I did, and like we all do, we go all out. And she had lots of fabric, and then she had made this project bag that she made, but she thought that I would appreciate it more, so she sent a project bag for me to say thank you for all of my videos and that she does watch. She has a Etsy shop and it's called Glammashouse, and I just looked on it when she told me, and then this morning, and they have up some needle minders, some book sleeves, so kind of like this, but not the Love You More Studio. They just have some book sleeves, and then they have some project bags, and then they also have the smaller Notion bags as well. And she's currently living in Virginia, but she's a proud Texan because she's also lived in Texas and she's a proud Texan. Anyway, I just want to say a huge thank you because I didn't even open this inside because let me show you what I'm talking about. I literally screamed in my car. I'm like, this is so gorgeous. I love it. Thank you. And it came like wrapped in this cute brown polka dot tissue paper. And then she also said that, so her and her daughter run the Etsy store. and she said she keeps a thread catcher in all of her projects, and so she made me one. It was a purple fabric with buttons, and it has like the villain Maleficent on the outside. So I thought that was the cutest thing ever. I screamed when I saw this. Like, it was in my car and it was a good thing. Like, my favorite part is the inside where it's purple on one side and blue on the other. That is so adorable. I love it. I like screamed. Thank you, Tina. I love it. I wanted to use it so bad. I will probably put mini Little Monsters in here because I'm using the red one and it fits the 8x8, but it's a very tight fit. But I'll be able to put the pattern, the 8x8. I don't think it fits an 11x11, but that's okay. And then I might be even to be able to fit the floss box in it as well. So I'm excited. Let's try it. Let's try it. Because I've been wanting to put this in there like all week. All week, y'all. But I was good. Usually I'm not. So I just had it in the one I got from Heaven and Earth Design. So I'm gonna put the pattern and stuff in it. Put the project, the wonderful project that I have upside down. There we go. There we go. Put the project in there. Put the thread catcher because she keeps them all. She has one in all of her projects. And then my floss box. Look at those colors in there as well. And there is enough room for my project, my pattern, and my floss box with room to spare. Like, it's not even a tight fit, which I'm so happy. So I'm gonna use this for mini Little Monsters, but when I probably start Lady Liberty in July, that might be going in here. We'll see. I'm so excited to start that one. I get a Haid material pack from her. So, mini Little Monsters is in that one for now. So that's exciting. Alright. So I've watched a couple, I guess they're new to me channels. I watched Linkismyhomeboy, and she mentioned me, shouted me out, or was talking about how I enabled her to get the mini Little Monsters. So thank you. And then Jessie Marie does stuff. I recently found her and I kind of love her. I like that channel. So if you haven't checked those out, definitely check them out. I will link them down below, as well as Tina's shop, Glammashouse. And the two books that I read or listened to or whatever was, and they were both tasked for extra credit reading for Magical Stitches. One was to read off the list of books, and so there was one that was My Sister's Keeper, and if I remember, I'll put a picture of what that book looks like here. and I think I watched the movie, and then like I knew the whole premise, but then I forgot what happened at the end, and I cried. I'm not gonna spoil it, but the general synopsis, I guess, is of this family of they have a boy and a little girl who gets sick at 2 with APL, really sick, and then they end up having a daughter that has the same genetic genes of her, and yeah, and so they're basically using the youngest daughter to heal the other daughter for other things, and then she goes to someone and she's basically suing her parents for the right of her body, I guess, is all I'm gonna tell you. I mean, if you've seen the movie, but if you want to read it, go for it. It's intense. Very at the end, it's quite sad, but I guess it has a happy ending. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. And then the other book that I read was Lock and Key, and I'll insert a picture here. Of what that looks like, and the premise, or for extra credit, we were supposed to read something that had a key on the front, and that definitely did. And it was about a girl who was growing up with her mom, and her mom, like they were living in this house, and they abandoned her. Like, her mom just up and left and took all of her stuff, and her sister she hadn't seen in years, but her sister had tried to contact her, but her mom made it impossible, almost impossible for her to reach her. And she was now living with her sister, and she wasn't thrilled with it at first, and then yeah, I think that's the basic synopsis. You'll have to read it. Yeah, but it was a good book. It was a good book. Anyway, those are the 2 books that I read. The current one that I'm reading is For Love and Honor, and I'm almost done with that one, but if I finish it next week, I will tell you a little bit about it next week. But thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting, liking. I love sharing my passion with somebody who gets me. Anyway, I will hopefully see you guys next week. Have fun crafting, and remember, don't sweat the small things. Bye!